Hello everyone, it's Derek. Today is the day 6 of the challenge. Let's get started. Blind versus blind, we can call here in position. Here we didn't really connect, so it's okay to just give it up. Turn top pair. Here, just wrapping the queen here. It's gonna be very difficult for him to continue unless he have like a 7. Don't really have enough data to know like what kind of player this is. This seems very loose, aggressive. We're just gonna give it up here. If it's suited, we'll probably call and see a flop. Here we're just gonna call. Gonna fold. Here we're gonna put in a 3-bet. Obviously 3-betting with aces here. 6, we didn't get any action. Here we got 3-bet pretty big here by small blind. Most of the time he has a really strong hand here, so we're pretty much just calling to flop a set, which we're not gonna do here. Flop top 2 pair. Standard C bet. Let's do like 30%. Pretty good turn. We're gonna bet really big here to protect our hand from flush draw or jack 10. Gonna bet almost pot. Here we're just gonna fold because queen 10 6 with 2 spades is just way too benefits range way too much, and we don't beat much here unless he's just absolutely bluffing with nothing. Here he could have a lot of straight draw, gutter, flush draws, and everything missed on this river, so we just check to him and hopefully he'll bluff at it and then we'll call. Yeah, he missed. He was just in a calling position with queen 9 suited. 3-bet is definitely okay too. Flop top pair. He could be doing this with like jack 10 or like a flush draw. We're just gonna call here. There's no reason to raise. King shouldn't change much. Definitely gonna bet pretty big here to protect our hand a little bit against draws, like jack 10, flush draws, and also we turn the back to a flush draw as well, so it's gonna bet pretty big. Always good to just take it down. Definitely gonna 3-bet with ace 2 suited against the button open. Flop an ace. Just gonna bet 30% of pot. We also have a backdoor nut flush draw. Here we're just gonna call with Jack 9 suited in blind. Just gonna fold here. We don't have a heart. It's just not much equity for us to continue. If we're behind, then we're pretty much crushed. Here, Queen Jack suited is definitely worth the call. 3-betting is okay too. Flop top pair. The backdoor flush draw. Definitely calling the C-bet. Pretty good turn. Here he checked. Well, definitely gonna bet for value here. He probably has like 2 overcards and some kind of gut shot. So just half the pot here. Here against button open. This guy never fold to any 3-bet. So we can definitely 3-bet for value here. Here flop top pair. Bet half the pot. Bet like 30%. Here we got called. Just gonna continue on the turn. Here when he raises, he could be doing this with air, but we just don't have a hand to call him with. Um, it's a clear fold here. Definitely gonna punish the weaker player by limping. Here we're just gonna call and see a flop. This guy's way too loose. Actually, here we can 4-bet or fold. Either way works. We're probably just gonna fold here. I was thinking about calling, but I noticed that he only has like 20 something dollars. So if we flop top pair, and then we probably pretty much had to go for it. Just didn't feel comfortable calling there. Here, easy call. guy almost never 3-bets, but seems like a weaker player. So I guess we can call here and play in position. Pocket sixes. It's a pretty bad flop for us. Just have to give it up here. Because we don't beat anything against his 3-bet range. This guy's crazy. Definitely a bad player. Doesn't make sense to do this with any hands at all. It's flat out stupid. Okay, we're just gonna isolate. This guy just 3-bet way too much. I mean, way too often. So we're just gonna put a 4-bet here. If we get it in, then we have to fold. But since he's 3-betting so much, it's very likely that he's doing this with nothing. Oh, surprisingly, he just called. I have a gut shot straight draw here. Don't really feel like bluffing him. So let's check and see a turn. Turn open and this straight draw. Doesn't really change much. He could have like aces or kings with like ace or king of heart, which he's never folding anyways. So just take another free card. Hopefully we get this straight. We don't. That is okay. We're not putting another dollar in the pot. Just gonna fold. Here, blind versus blind against a loose player. It's okay to call with king nine suited in position. Blind versus blind. Easy call here to try and peel a 5 on the flop. Here, flop flush draw against a pretty loose player We're just gonna see bet half the pot here. Here we only have a gut shot straight draw. Just gonna fold. When he bet like this, he's saying that he has a 10. But regardless, even if he has just a king, um, that doesn't make enough odds for us to call this bet. Just give it up. Here we're just gonna 3-bet for value. Sucks, no action with kings. Here we got 3-bet by this really loose player. With ace-10 suited, we can definitely see a flop in position. He can be doing this with a lot of random hands. We flop a backdoor flush draw. He check, we're just gonna check behind here. Turn flush draw, not flush draw. He bets, we're gonna put a raise here. Against under the gun raise, king jack offsuit it just doesn't play that well out of position. We bricked. I don't think he's calling the turn with ace king, so he probably has something like maybe some kind of pocket pairs. So just bet 15. Hopefully he's gonna fold like pocket nines or something. Wow, he called with ace 5. Wow, good call. That's actually a terrible call. Like, what can he beat? It would be crazy for him to just put us on complete airball there, because it didn't make any sense. But it's okay. That's the risk you have to take sometimes against bad player. Here, this guy 3-bet way too much. We're just gonna put a huge 4-bet here. With ace king, and then get it in. We flop a gut shot straight draw and the backdoor flush draw. Just gonna do a standard 30% bet. think just check this turn. Here with king queen. Here we're just gonna 3-bet with 6s here. Here it's okay to call. See a flop. Here we're just gonna check behind here. We're just gonna bet a little bit on the turn. Take it down. In here, we could 4-bet. It's okay to call as well. It's okay to fold. I think folding is way too weak. If we call, we might get squeezed. I think 4-betting might be the best option here. When he jam like this, we just have to fold. Pocket 9 is just too weak to call. If we have like jacks or something, we might be able to call this. It's unfortunate. Here, definitely gonna put a 3-bet here against this guy. He's never folding into any 3-bets, so we get to play in position against him. Just gonna bet like 30% the pot here. Hopefully we get a fold. It's very hard for him to continue without an ace here. And this guy 4-bets quite often. I think this might be a barrel here. If you bet like pretty big here, I don't think he can continue without a strong ace. Even with ace queen, he'll have to consider folding. I think we have to go for it here, huh? Since we already went at it, it's always gonna go for it. I don't think it's ever having ace king here. He could have ace queen. Just gonna go for it, yeah? Good luck to us. We got called again. He called with ace deuce. Wow. Oh, well, it was still a good play there. I mean, he was only beating a bluff pretty much with the line we took. But I guess like a lot of those players are just like a lot of players in this level are just non-believers, so they're just never gonna give you credit for a real hand, which is good. If we are running somewhat average or good, then it's gonna be really good for us. Here, we're just gonna call. But we're not. When we're not hitting cards, then yeah, it's shit like this just happens. I mean, over there, like it might seem like he made a good call, but like he was really just beating a bluff there. We had a backdoor flush draw, so we can call here and try to take it away later. Well, we turn a 7. We're just gonna bet here. Because he's gonna check back with a lot of ace high here. So we don't want to just check and then let him get a free card. Well, we had the potential to bluff at it. Is he really folding anything? I mean, he could very much call the turn with ace high, so we're just gonna continue here. Just have the pot should be okay. If he only has ace high, he should fold to this bet. Here, we're just gonna 3-bet with queens. Oh, he has pocket nines. I just feel like every move we do is wrong move today. Feel like that a lot recently, but it is the way it is. It is okay. Here, 9-7 deuce. I'm just gonna see that quarter the pot here. Here we got mid raise. Definitely just call and see a flop. Pretty good flop for sevens. Only one overcards. Just gonna check. Probably gonna check call. Definitely gonna call this. And here, I think it's good for us to just lead out. Wrapping the nines here. And that way he has to pay for flush draw. If he has it. And then even if he has like over pocket pairs, it's very hard for him to raise our bet. And then we can reevaluate on the river. Like never afraid to like make moves. Sometimes your move's gonna get called. But don't be afraid making it. This guy photo c-bet quite often, so we're just gonna c-bet half the pot here. The backdoor flush draw. Got raised, then it's an easy fold here. We're gonna lead out here. The flush draw. We're just gonna fold here. And we got check raised. Easy fold. Like sometimes you have to make moves. Like I mean, even if your moves gets called, in a long run it can be plus EV because people um, might remember that you're capable of making those moves. So when you have the real hands, they tend to pay you off too. Here we're just gonna fold. You can fold back, but here we're just gonna call with queen ten offsuit in position. Just gonna fold here. Three bets. Maybe I haven't played those small stakes game for too long, so we might be like bluffing too much. Because people in this level just don't give you credit for a hand. If you play like 5, 10, 10, 20 games, then people are like way more capable of folding, which was the game I usually play. So we might have to adjust it a little bit here to like bluff less, perhaps, and then just playing our value hands. But I just can't help it. I always try to make plays when I feel like it's right. Here we got 4-bet again. It's never bluffing here. This is a really bad flop for pocket eights. Probably one of the worst. The worst is probably gonna be like 2 suited cards at the same time. Never beating much here. King Queen offsuit against three-way pot. Not the greatest, but we have good enough pots to call. pretty much drawing dead here if he has a queen. Here we flop two overs and flush draw. Definitely gonna see bet this. Pretty good turn. Just gonna bet pretty big here. Almost pot size. So if he has something like Jack 10 or flush draw or some kind of combo draw, he has to pay for it. Definitely gonna 3-bet here. Flop quads. I feel like here he led to us. Just have to call. I feel like we have been flopping quads a lot recently. It's kind of crazy. He pot bet again. I think raising here makes it way too strong. He probably has something like a pocket pair. But if we want to get the whole stack, we kind of have to put in like a little bit of raise, maybe like a mid raise. Here with king queen. Call. That might be a great car. That may be a great car. We're just gonna jam here. Not exactly sure what he has. He might have an 8. We're just gonna fold. Hopefully he has a 10. Because our line makes no sense at all. It's very unlikely we have a deuce or 10 here. Or even an 8. And if we have like pocket jacks or pocket queen or something like that, we're never jamming this river. So this is very credible. Yeah, he caught us with an 8. Because it's very unlikely there that we had a 10 or deuce. And then the top of our range is probably like jacks to aces, like jacks, queens, kings, aces. And if we have one of those holdings, we're probably never jamming the river. So it was very convincing that we're bluffing. Flop middle set here, pretty much the nuts all the time. Uh, Here with king jack suited, we can see a flop. Just gonna bet like have the pot here. Here we turn a flush draw. Gonna bet like half the pot here. Flush draw get there. I don't, once he called the turn, I don't think he's ever folding the river here. Maybe he would, but I would just check. Here I was gonna check anyways. We just have to call. He bet pot size. It kind of suck. He might be bluffing, but let's just hope that he's bluffing. He has a lot of flushes here. Yeah, he does. But we probably lose the minimum there. Because we bet the turn, it's very unlikely. It's very likely that it's just gonna check raise us. And we're never gonna fold the set on the turn because we still have outs to improve to a full house. So I guess we lost the minimum there. Pretty happy about the way it turned out. I mean, obviously it sucks that we got sucked out, but it happens. Against under the gun race, against a pretty solid type player, king jack offsuit is never good. He led to us. I think we're just gonna give it to him here. Like this guy, we have. People might be doing this with like a 9 or like 6 or even pocket 5s, pocket 7 or something like that. But it's never profitable to do this out of position. It just doesn't make much sense. You're just gonna fold. Here, probably gonna 3-bet here because there's a lot of loose player behind us. We don't wanna just flat call and then play pocket 10s 3-way or 4-way. If we have like we're on the button or something, we can probably consider just calling once in every once in a while to mix up your range. Here we can bet like 30% the pot here. Here flop top pair, easy C bet. 10 doesn't really change much unless he has 9-6, which is highly unlikely. We also turn the gut shot straight draw. Definitely gonna keep betting for value. This guy's crazy. Here, against under the gun race, against a pretty solid player, regular, pocket five is definitely a call. Pretty good flop for us. The only one over cards. Just gonna call his bet here, hoping he has like two big cards. Queen, not the greatest turn. This guy's second barrels a lot. Our hand can still be good here. He could turn like a gut shot straight draw like King Jack or King 10 or something like that. So it's okay to fold and it's okay to call. Either way works. And if bet again, we just have to give it to him. Yeah, just have to give it to him. He could be bluffing here. Yeah, here we're just gonna give it up. Ace in suited there. It was another spot where you could call or fold, either folding or calling or even four betting. All three options were okay. Definitely gonna put a three bet here with queens. We got four betted. It's pretty clear, just jam here, hoping we didn't run into kings or aces. We're never folding here, and I don't want to flat a four bet with queens out of position. So let's just get it in. Ace king. Oh, he had a flush draw. Oh, he got a flush draw. Oh my god, we just can't have a break here. Losing every single flips. Unbelievable. We just can't win a race for the past 4 days, man. It really sucks. We lost like maybe 7 or 8 consecutive flips, which is crazy. Fucking crazy. Poker is such a rough game. Yeah, we probably lost like maybe 7 or 8 consecutive races. Here, this guy 3-bets way too often. With ace jack suited, can definitely see a flop. 4-betting is okay too. Just see a flop. Here we got 3-bet again. Just fold. Definitely gonna 3-bet with 8s here. Pretty good flop for 8s. I'd bet like 30% a pot. So yeah, the past 4 days we have lost for like 6 or 7 sets, and then we lost like 7 or 8 straight flips, which is crazy. Not exactly sure how much worse we can run. With the ace 4 suited, I guess we can see a flop with this. 4-betting's fine too. Here we got 3-bet. Blind versus blind. Just gonna fold here. Gonna call it a session here. Today's another rough session. Feel that's the case every other days now. is what happened when you run to bad. When you have like pocket aces and kings, you just never get any action. Just gonna flat call with ace 10 suited here in position. Flat middle pair. With the backdoor flush draw. This guy see bets a lot. Definitely gonna call here. Turn 2 pair. I don't think he had queen jack here, but I think it's probably the best to just check here and pot control a little bit because I don't want to bet and then have to face a jam like a check raise all in. So we just check here. Pretty bad river. Might not be the greatest too for him as well because we could have queen jack here. We're just gonna check it down. I don't see any value. He's not never calling with worse. His pocket sixes. Okay. Another session down almost 3 buying and some change. Running below EV again. Um, Shit happens. I don't think we did anything wrong today, honestly. Um, but yeah, that's poker. See you guys tomorrow.